The Nets managed to get close to 500 at home last season, guys. 19-22 was the record. They more than doubled their home wins from the season prior, so you try to build on something, and that's a good place to start.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, they're inside. Chauncey Billups out there with Chris Paul, and it's Butler in at the 3 spot. Now here's Billups, out of bounds, and they retain possession. Here's Billups, 6 on the shot clock. Billups with another miss. And for these New Jersey fans, this is probably the last season the Nets will be seeing the Prudential Center here in downtown Newark.
Yeah, that's right, because next season the Nets will move into their new building in Brooklyn. Probably some mixed emotions for the New Jersey fans who live on this side of the Hudson, but it will be very exciting to have a major pro sports team in Brooklyn. First time since 1958.
Williams for 3. Can't get it to go. Now the Clippers take it the other way. Open look, and there's the rejection.
Still looking for that first bucket here to start the game.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Vinny Del Negro gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said offensively our mindset has been perfect lately, limiting mistakes, getting everyone involved in the offense, and not forcing shots. He said they've stressed the importance of maintaining that approach this evening. Guys?
Doris, thanks. Guys, shooting is a chief concern for them.
You know, could be this coaching staff has seen something they haven't really liked in regard to shooting. Maybe a poor week of practice, perhaps.
Well, they can't really think before a game about whether the shots are going to go in or not. I mean, it's all about playing hard and trying to get good shots and then building your confidence from there. Lopez really stumbled out of the gate last season, only shot 45% from the field in the early part of the year, but after the trade for Deron Williams, Lopez really came into his own. It's amazing how much a good point guard can help a center.
Williams in the post, defended by Paul. Lopez against Jordan. And it's Williams finishing it off.
Now that's a throwdown for you.
Can you believe how easy he makes plays like that look?
Yeah, especially as a backcourt guy. I mean, a smaller player, he's a phenomenal finisher.
Thinking back to Lopez, Clark, you had to be a little concerned about it as a Nets fan, but he righted the ship.
Yeah, he did it again, Kevin. Well, I go back to my point. Big guy. 4 to 6 years. I saw it with Rick Smith. People were ready to run him out of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Because it took him a while. He had some foot injuries, but it took him a while to establish how he could be most effective based on his skill set. The same with Lopez. He's a terrific low post scorer. Now, he's got to continue to work, but this is a guy that you can bank on being a high-level scorer in the post for years to come.
There's a lot of nuance at that position, isn't there?
There's a lot of nuance, but he's got the best nuance, which is good hands, a nice touch, and he's 7'2". That's a good package to start with.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Now we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Here's Williams.
You know, guys, I like what the Clippers have done. They have added some really good young talent to build on, and they're looking to improve upon their 9-32 road record of last season.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Chris Paul. Griffin is out there with Ryan Hollins. That's Hill, and it's Billups in at the shooting guard. And a young team like the Clippers, Steve, you know, what do you think are some of the keys to winning on the road?
Well, it starts with defense and rebounding, because when you go on the road, you can't count on making long shots and getting transition and finding easy points. The game's going to be tougher, so you have to defend and rebound to give yourself a chance.
Now here's Williams. And here is Johnson. He's guarded by Billups. Fades. Williams can't get it to go. The Clippers in the lead. Hill inside. Phillips. Williams picks him up. And no one able to grab it as it goes out of bounds.
Well, Chauncey Billups, a very productive season a year ago. He's not the player he once was. He's still a guy who will step out, take a big shot, run his team well, and show great leadership.
Here is Watson. 1:53 left now here in the second. Chris Paul covering. Watson dishes to Lopez. Goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
When in doubt, punch it down.
As easy at 2 points as you can get.
Safe to say that's a pretty high percentage shot, guys.
And you're right, Steve. You know, Billups did show leadership, and he did deal with some injury issues last season, too. Some torn ligaments in his wrist, Clark, an injured knee in the playoffs. The injuries did slow him down.
Yeah, and a lot of people would make the automatic jump that because he was injured and he's getting older, that those two things are connected, and going forward, you got to... That should be illegal, Kevin.
Easy finish there.
Defense was helpless.
Clippers trail by 3. Crawford outside. Odom backing down. Hits the jump hook.
Looked like the defense kind of backed off him, and he took advantage.
And taken away by Paul. Now Crawford. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Here is Watson. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. And they turn it over. Stepped in the line that time.
He just lost track of where he was on the floor.
And New Jersey making some changes. Chris Humphries has checked in for Evans. Damian James comes in for Gerald Wallace. And Deron Williams is subbed in for C.J. Watson. And then for the Clippers, Blake Griffin. He's checked in for Odom. Butler comes in for Grant Hill. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Chris Paul.
Running it right down their throats. 3 straight buckets in transition.
Yeah, they're paying the price for their laziness right now, Clark. It's time to start competing. Caron Butler, a very capable one-on-one scorer. He's a guy you can go to at the end of games because he can face up a little bit like Carmelo Anthony and use that triple threat to score on you.
Oh, and a nice defensive play to interrupt the alley-oop.
The opening was there for a split second, but he didn't get it there in time. Slowing it down here, smart. Play for the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, dribble it down to 6 seconds or so and then go. That way you got a chance for a second shot if you miss.
Shoots. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down. Crawford's got his second bucket. Outside Williams. And he drains the 3. But let's see. They may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
You know, I've always felt that video review was a great addition to the NBA rules, especially when it can have such an impact on the outcome of a game.
I agree, Clark, and very tough to tell on this one. We don't see a lot of these reviews, but a good percentage of reviews ultimately end up in an overturned ruling of what was originally thought to be a basket or not.
And they've seen enough. The basket will not count. The quarter has come to an end before the shot.
Hello and welcome.